Hey, everybody. I'm back with another episode on my tips on how to build and sustain your business during this recession time. And if you like these videos, I want to ask you to subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. So I'm Jewel Williams, and you're watching All Things Logistics. All right, so let's get into this. Finding shippers. That was the second thing on my list. Finding your shippers. So this way you know where your freight is. Now, one of the things I suggest is finding shippers in your local area. That way, you know, number one, who's bringing stuff into your state, who's shipping stuff out of your state. Know the terrain in which you live in, your backyard. That's the best way if you're not already doing that. Now, some of you may be doing that. You might be running from the port and dropping off. You might be picking up at the rail and dropping off. But I definitely want to encourage you to explore your local regions. If you are outside of a region and you can't get back home, explore the local region and run a little bit around so that way you can find some good freight while you're laid over. Now, one of the things I want to point out here when you're doing this is I can use Google Maps if I want to find a shipper. And this is how I do it. So I know my area. I've been living in Atlanta here since 2014. So I know that some of you might be new to the area and that kind of thing. So here's what I do when I'm looking for freight. Now, since I know my area and I know where the warehouses are, that's where I start. And I'm dragging over here to this corridor that you have here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let me see if I can just zoom in a little bit. And if you know Atlanta, this is your 85 corridor, okay? Now, when you stretch out 316 goes out to Dacula, over to Sugarloaf, down to Winder. But in this sector right here off of 316, there's a lot of warehouse facilities over here. And I know this because I've made several deliveries. So if I'm looking for freight, I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to try and find out who's doing what. So here we go. Now, this right here are the Yancey brothers. They haul big equipment. Most of it's like your stuff for construction, things like that. So if you're going to call on this shipper, you're going to need somebody with a flatbed, okay? Don't go calling on the shipper and all you got is a box truck and a dry van. It's not going to work. I know this because I've been in the area. But how would you figure this out if you wanted to call on them? Well, you can do like this. See what their area is. See what kind of stuff they have. So when you pick it up, you can kind of see some pictures or take a street view and that kind of thing. This will kind of give you a little bit idea. And look at this. When you look at the street view, what's the first thing you see? You see big equipment. So you know from this picture right here, I don't know why it just went off there. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to show you 360 degrees. So once you look at this right here, you can see it keeps popping off. You can see it keeps popping off. But you can see some pictures right here that'll show you some of the stuff that they're hauling. There you go. Big tractor stuff. So this right here, you're going to need a flatbed for, okay? And somebody who has experience in hauling big machinery. So that's the first thing. Now, you've gotten yourself in the area. So let's look over here and see what else we can find. We see we got a Walmart center over here, but chances are that's just a regular store. So I want to zoom in some more and let's see what we can find in this back area. Like I said, I know the area, but you may not know the area. Now you start to see some names up in here. Look at here. You've got Rico Electronics Warehouse. You've got a logistics company over here. You've got a moving and storage company, Performance Trucking, Centos Uniforms. Who else you got over here? Randolph Foods. Oh, wow. Okay. So here's some companies you can explore to see if they've got some loads for you. And you can go over, start talking to these. And if you've got your truck already, you're in good shape because you can go and talk to these customers and say you've got the capacity, calling them up and saying, hey, I got a 53-foot trailer and this is where I run. And we're going to get into that in the next video. How are you going to build your route when you're talking to your shippers? So this way, when you're talking to your shippers, you're talking from a place of knowing, and you can inform them how you can service their business. Okay. Now, yes, I'm a broker, and you're probably wondering, like, why am I telling you this? Because I believe in helping people so that they can help themselves. And that way we can all benefit from all of this. So if you like what I'm talking about, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, give me a like, and share this video with somebody. And I'm going to see you on the next video, and get out there and make this money.